It is my honor, on behalf of all of us at CLIP, to first of all thank Namrata and Rachel, not just for that most amazing introduction, but for being conference co-coordinators extraordinaire, brilliant students, fabulous advisees, and my mentors who teach me every day what reproductive justice is about. So let's hear it for Rachel and Marlene. And then I also want to recognize the CLIP student group. If you're in the room, probably, or many of you are running around, but please stand up, CLIP student group members. The CLIP student group is a 5-college group. It works all year round, as do Rachel and Namrata. It takes the entire year to make this happen. So please, let's thank them. Their slogan is "No detail, no too small." And although I know they're exhausted, they are excited to see you all here. So when you see them in their lovely t-shirts, thank them, give them hugs, give them food, give them kudos, whatever you've got. I also want to thank my CLIP colleagues, especially the conference orchestra leader, Lucy Trainer, Mateo Medina, super, I don't know if this is a word, but it's what he does, logistician, and the behind the scenes, I do everything and don't recognize me, Teresa Wang, who is behind the scenes doing everything. And my other CLIP colleagues, Mia, Amy, Johanna, Jen, Sue, Val, Susan, and our incredible team of work study students. That's the immediate CLIP village, but there's more. So I also want to recognize our contributors and donors. I hope all of you will be in that category soon, and our longtime funders, without whom we absolutely could not do this. And lastly, I want to recognize the support that we get from Hampshire College. It's impossible to imagine. We couldn't do this without the support of the entire college, and it goes all the way up to the top. And I want to today especially welcome and appreciate deans, Kristen Lucian and Byron McCrae, who are here as the CLIP supporters and friends, but also here representing the president of the college. So thank you for coming. Okay, that's it for the thank yous. Now to the speech. So I was determined not to mention the weather, but what can I say? We thought it would be spring. Maybe if we hold it in July, it will be. But it's an honor to welcome all of you, freedom fighters from across the United States, from Canada, from Latin America. It is a great honor for me to be in the room with you. So many powerful, passionate, persistent activists, giving each other the inspiration that is so critical to the resistance that is so necessary. Last week on this same stage, we had the incredible experience of hearing from the co-founders of Black Lives Matter. Their truths and powerful call to action are still ringing in my ears. And I want to lift up the core demands that the Hampshire student organizers rolled out that day, focused on the college's investment policy, to ensure, to the degree possible, that Hampshire College is not implicated in companies that profit from the prison industrial complex. And that Hampshire College use its bully pulpit, and that's what I'm doing, to say that that's what we're doing. And for those who want to take that back to your own campuses, we can make their demands available to you. Black Lives Matter highlights what a tough time it is for justice in the United States, but also what an inspiring time. Our speakers throughout the weekend will call out the oppressions, but they're also calling us to action. We hear that call and we promise that we will. Stand with those in Ferguson, South Carolina, Staten Island, and Florida. Everywhere people are fighting against racism and white supremacy and its manifestations in individual and state violence directed at African Americans. Regime change in Ferguson is just the beginning, but it would not have happened without the consistent street presence of so many protesters throughout the United States. We promised to stand with Cece McDonald, transgendered woman charged with murder for defending herself and her friends and standing against transphobia. We stand with Purvi Patel, a woman sentenced in Indiana to 41 years in prison, charged with feticide after having a miscarriage. This is part of a strategy to criminalize pregnancy, especially pregnancy of people of color. And I'm sure Miriam Young and others will talk more about this. We stand with Marissa Alexander, who was sentenced to 20 years in prison for firing a warning shot at her abusive husband, who just that day had threatened to kill her. Ultimately, Marissa was released under a plea deal because so many stood with her. And we are privileged to have Monica Simpson with us today, one of the leaders of that effort. We stand with the providers of abortion care who still face violence and harassment on a daily basis, rarely reported in the mainstream media, inadequately responded to by the police. And I'm especially thinking about that. This year marks 20 years since Shannon Lowney and Leanne Nichols, two clinic workers in Brookline, Mass, were murdered at their jobs. Those who continue to do abortion care honor the memory of all who have lost their lives doing that care. And later this morning, we are really privileged to have with us Dr. Willie Parker. And we stand against the restrictions on abortion that come on a daily basis, 235 bills in state legislatures just in the first quarter of this year. I mean, it's really only April. They just keep coming, and it's hard as it is to fight death by 1,000 cuts. We have no choice. We stand for the right of all of us to have children and families, a right that is under assault in so many ways for people who are poor, people of color, transgender, undocumented young people. And we're gonna stand up on April 15th for economic justice, the National Day of Action in support of the demand for a $15 an hour minimum wage and the right to leave. I know we're standing up against and for so much more, and happily there are so many more people to tell you because I don't have time. This conference is a place of convergence and contention. In thinking about the convergence, I want to just take a minute to remember Jean Hardesty, founder of Political Research Associates, good friend of CLPP and of this conference, who died recently and whose memorial service is today. Jean was all about the convergence. She was one of the first people to understand that the right wing connects all of us, and we better understand our connection in order to fight back. We miss you, Jean, but your legacy runs throughout this conference. We are called to fan and nurture the flames of our activist passions, so necessary for our own survival. We're here to learn from and challenge each other, but this is not choir practice. As my friend Loretta Ross reminded me, we don't have a choir. We're not all singing the same song. And sometimes our singing is not even harmonious, but we know how much we need each other, so we're standing in the work together. We're called to bold action, and we're going to hear about Argentina from Ruth and places throughout the world where abortion is illegal or restricted and activists are taking matters into their own hands. so that people are not compelled to carry pregnancies against their will and can end them safely. Speakers today and throughout the weekend will put it all together for us. We will hear how our different calls to action are connected. The battleground is always somebody's body. This conference title is literal. From abortion rights to social justice, at stake is nothing less than fighting for the value of all of our lives. So together, let's keep bending that arc of history towards justice. And if it breaks before we get there, let's promise to build a new arc. Thank you.